Well, you really can't say that it wasn't a poetic ending to the season, if I do say so myself. Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video we are going to be reviewing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 28-22 loss versus the Atlanta Falcons, and I'm not going to waste any time here, guys. Let's start getting into the bad of this game. First things first, the turnovers. The Buccaneers had 3 of them. It was not a good look under any circumstances. It was 1 Ronald Jones fumble and 2 Jameis Winston interceptions, and besides that fumble, Ronald Jones had a pretty decent day overall, but the interceptions were pretty killer. Obviously, the second Jameis Winston interception literally lost them the game. You cannot paint it as black and white more than what that was. So, yeah, it wasn't good. I've said it before. I'll say it again. The Buccaneers can't win games whenever they have as many turnovers as they do as an entire team in games. So, yeah, it wasn't a good look, and I know some people have been critical of my top 10 players for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers of 2019 list, where I had Jameis Winston as number 6 and Matt Gay as an honorable mention. I still think that those two positions stand whenever you look at the entirety of the season. There was still a lot of good at Jameis Winston and Matt Gay's seasons that had them deserving on the spots where they were in that list, but this game was not a good one, again, under any circumstances in terms of turnovers and stuff along those lines. But yeah, and I will talk about Matt Gay in a second, but just to kind of finish on the turnovers here, wasn't good. You can't have that. Let's delve a little bit deeper into Jameis Winston. I don't know what was wrong with Jameis Winston in this game. It just seemed like nothing worked for him. He had barely over 200 yards passing. His completion percentage was not good either. And he had 2 interceptions, one of which was literally the dagger to lose the Buccaneers the game. It was a pick 6 in overtime. It was the first pass of overtime. It lost them the game flat out. Game over. You don't get any more chances. You are out of lives, essentially. And that really stung to see, but I've said it at the beginning of this video. It was poetic in a way. Another Jameis Winston interception ends the game, ends the year. And it just was kind of the story for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this year. Now, I still think that Jameis Winston has a very likely chance of coming back to this team. I still don't really have much doubts about that, of him more likely than not being back with this team. But if you guys go and look at Bruce Arians' press conference after the game, it was scathing, the stuff he was saying about Jameis Winston. I may link it down in the comments section below. I highly recommend you check it out. For all the people who don't want Jameis Winston to be back on this team, you will appreciate it, because Bruce Arians really had no guarantees as to whether or not Jameis Winston will be back with this team. And at the end of the day, I wouldn't mind the Buccaneers seeing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers succeed with Jameis Winston, but if the Buccaneers decide to go a different route, I'll be fine with that too. Whatever helps the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win games, I'm always going to support that. So, yeah, Jameis Winston did not have a very good game today. Was not a very good game for Jameis Winston, especially considering that, we're used to the interceptions. Jameis Winston can have 2, 3, 4 interception games and it goes, oh, that sucks. But even in those games, at least he throws for a lot of yards. He didn't even have the benefit of that in this game. It was just a really not good Jameis Winston game. He was not firing on all cylinders, and it definitely showed. Next thing I want to talk about, the wide receivers besides Breshad Perriman. These guys just did nothing to help out the offense in this game. It just seems like they had zero chemistry with Jameis Winston. Makes sense since a lot of them have only been on the roster for about 2 weeks now. But yeah, they just struggled mightily. Even Justin Watson struggled a little bit in this game. It just seems like they had no good route running, no separation, no chemistry with the quarterback, again, aside from Breshad Perriman, and we will talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, the wide receivers struggled mightily in this game. They really didn't do anything to help out the offense, and it showed. They didn't do anything to help out their futures with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Some of these guys could still get future contracts or get re-signed or something like that, come into training camp next season and compete for a roster spot, but a lot of these guys didn't show that they are worthy of battling for a roster spot next season. So it was very unfortunate, but hey, at least Breshad Perriman had a good game. Last 2 things I want to mention. First things first is the penalties, and I know a lot of Bucs fans can point to this player or that player saying, oh, the referees blew this call or the referees blew that call, and that's fine. I understand that. But the Buccaneers did have some not very good penalties in this game at all. Some of them being from players I very much love on this team, which hurt my heart even more. We can't have these penalties. We got to be more disciplined in regards to that. It was still kind of close to the average amount of penalties in a game for for a team, at least in terms of 2019. But yeah, you would like to see those penalties come down a little bit more, be a little bit more disciplined in the future. And then finally, Matt Gay, 0 for 3 on field goals. Today was not his day. Bruce Arians said that, come training camp in 2020, he will have some stuff he needs to work on, so it doesn't seem like he's going anywhere. Sorry for the crowd who wants Matt Gay to go away, but yeah, it definitely seems like Matt Gay just super struggled in this game. Quite frankly, if he would have made even one of those field goals, the Buccaneers would have won. But unfortunately, that did not happen. Matt Gay missed his field goals. He struggled as well. And Jameis Winston and Matt Gay were probably two of the biggest factors in terms of the Buccaneers losing this game, just point blank. With all of that bad going out of the way, we can now start talking about some of the good. By the way, hey, look at this Shaq Barrett shirt. This is a game day exclusive, baby. I never get game day exclusives. But the first thing I'm going to talk about, Ronald Jones, who had one heck of a game, 13 total touches and 116 total yards. He outclassed Peyton Barber and the other running backs in every aspect today. And he and Breshad Perriman were the stars of the offense. They carried the offense today, point blank. Ronald Jones had a phenomenal game. He finishes with a pretty decent stat line. I believe he finished with over 750 rushing yards, which is good in my opinion. I know some people are going to say, I didn't get 1,000, but given his circumstances, getting 750 with the amount of split that he had with Peyton Barber this year is phenomenal in my mind. It makes me feel really good about Ronald Jones in the future. And can I just say something for a second? I've seen a lot of people say, why don't they feed Ronald Jones? Why don't they feed Ronald Jones? And then they go and I see them talk about how they want the Buccaneers to draft more running backs, or, hey, the Buccaneers should get this running back and pair him up with Peyton Barber. Why would you say that if you want the Buccaneers to feed Ronald Jones more in the future? You can't say both of those things, because if the Buccaneers do decide to give Ronald Jones more carries and then draft a running back that you want, then you're going to be mad that the Buccaneers aren't giving the running back that just got drafted carries. But on the flip side, if the Buccaneers go and they draft a running back and they continue a split with Ronald Jones, then you're going to be mad that Ronald Jones isn't getting carries. That logic doesn't make sense to me. If you want Ronald Jones to get more carries, then why would you want them to draft more, good running backs that will split time with Ronald Jones more? That means he'll pretty much maintain the same pace he's been in terms of getting touches and carries overall. So weird logic to me. I don't really get it. I think Ronald Jones should be the 3-down back for the Buccaneers next year, no questions asked, and I do think they will look at that possibility unless something extreme happens, like David Johnson becomes available, but we have no idea what that will happen yet. But yeah, Ronald Jones, he finished the year very strong, and it wasn't a great year in terms of stats, but I'm very proud of Ronald Jones in the year that he gave for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Next guy I want to talk about, Breshad Perriman, who finished the game with 5 receptions, 134 yards, and a touchdown, which just caps off an amazing second half of the season. It was the third consecutive game, I believe, that Breshad Perriman had over 100 yards receiving. That is tied for a franchise record, by the way, so shout out to him for that. It was cool. It was awesome. I love to see it. Breshad Perriman had a phenomenal second half of the year. I want them to bring him back to the team. I know the first half of the year was really bad, and people were even calling for him to be cut for a 4th-round draft pick around mid-season, but since then, he's been absolutely electric. He's been phenomenal. I've been very happy with the production Breshad Perriman's given the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for the second half of the year, and I want them to bring him back because he showed that he can be a really dangerous weapon for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers when he needs to. So, Breshad Perriman, congrats to you for finishing out the year strong with a very solid game. My hat is off to you, my friend. Don't know if I mentioned it, but also Jameis Winston, he's in the 30 touchdown, 30 interception club. I genuinely don't remember if I addressed that or not, but he's in the 30 touchdown, 30 interception club. He also had over 5,000 yards passing. He's the only quarterback in franchise history to do that. And he's also the 8th quarterback in NFL history to throw for over 5,000 passing yards. So some good records, some bad records. Good records in terms of Jameis Winston's passing were there with the passing yards, but bad records because of the 30-30 club and stuff like that. But you know what? There was another good record with Breshad Perriman with his consecutive 100-yard receiving game. So yeah, a lot of records broken in this game. It was very interesting. But the next player I want to talk about, Jason Pierre-Paul, 4 tackles, 2 sacks, 1 tackle for loss, 1 pass deflection, and 1 forced fumble. Holy crap, Jason Pierre-Paul had himself a game. He finishes the year with 8.5 sacks, and he played with a broken freaking neck. He missed half the year, guys, and he finished with 8.5 sacks. I mean, re-sign the guy. I know I was on the fence about it, or even favored in terms of not re-signing him when I talked about the future of the Buccaneers linebackers. I'm convinced. Bring him back. I mean, the guy's phenomenal. I know he's going to be 31, 32 years old, but the guy needs to come back. He's still productive, and he's just an insane leader, and I just want us to keep everybody in our front seven. Carl Nassib, JPP, Shaq Barrett, you know, among other people like Ndamukong Suh. Bring them all back. We have the money. Just try your best. That's all I want from you, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I absolutely beg of you. So JPP finished the game very strong, and then also rookie Devin White finished the game with 5 tackles, 1 fumble recovery, and 1 touchdown. Man, that was one heck of a fumble recovery. It is a franchise record for the longest fumble recovery in franchise history. There's another positive record for you. Devin White's getting some work in as well. So yeah, very, very good game from both those guys, Jason Pierre-Paul and Devin White. I love to see it, and they both ended off the year strong. I know Devin White, you know, he's definitely going to be back with the team, and he had such an amazing rookie season. It was phenomenal, but Jason Pierre-Paul, I'm really happy that he could finish the year like he did, especially given his circumstances. I would like to think the Buccaneers are going to try their darndest to bring him back to the team, but, you know, even if he doesn't come back, holy crap, thank you, Jason Pierre-Paul, for what you gave to this team. If this is truly the end, we will have to wait and see, but yeah, I have an inkling that the Buccaneers might try very, very hard to bring him back. Next, I want to talk about Vita Vea, who finished this game with 3 tackles, 1 sack, and 1 tackle for loss. A typical Vita Vea game, nothing out of the ordinary here. He continues to be great. Oh, we love Vita Vea. He's going to be awesome for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for so many more years, and he showcases run-stopping ability and pass-rushing ability. Oh, Vita Vea, we love you. But the last guy I want to talk about, I saved the best for last here. He's on my shirt. He's on my shirt, guys. It is Shaq freaking Barrett, who finished this game with 6 tackles, 3 sacks, and 3 tackles for loss. Guys, he has broken Warren Sapp's single-season sack record for franchise history. The best record of all was broken today in this game, and he crushed it. He absolutely crushed it. The new record for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is 19.5 sacks. Warren Sapp's record of 16.5 was not broken for almost 2 decades. I highly doubt that another player is going to come along and break or even tie Shaq Barrett's current record of 19.5 sacks. That just seems impossible for me. Not only that, but now with most of the games done, it is officially confirmed Shaq Barrett is your 2019-2020 season sack champion. He beat out Chandler Jones, who finished the year with 19 sacks. Shaq Barrett has 19.5. He is the sack champion for the entire NFL, guys. Holy crap. I'm making a whole video dedicated to Shaq Barrett and why the Tampa Bay Buccaneers need him. It's confirmed. I'm going to probably make it after this video. I mean, you can't stop me. You cannot stop me. So, yeah, Shaq Barrett's phenomenal. I got the exclusive game day shirt. I've got the Shaq Barrett shirt signed up there. He's insane. He's insane. Shaq Barrett broke the franchise record, was the leader in the NFL for sacks this year, and the Buccaneers need to do absolutely everything in their power to bring Shaq Barrett back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Priority number 1. Bar none. I don't care if you want to talk about Jameis Winston. I don't care if you want to talk about another player. Shaq Barrett is the number 1 priority in my mind. Bar none. Not drafting a tackle or a quarterback or anything else, okay? I don't care. Shaq Barrett, he's the number 1 priority. You can't convince me otherwise, and I really do think he's going to be back with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Give him whatever he wants. If he wants $16, $18 million, give it to him. If he wants $20 million, yeah, you know what? Give it to him, okay? I can't say that enough. Shaq Barrett, congratulations, my friend, on such a stellar season. I'm so proud of you. You are going to deserve every single penny that you make. And they even asked Shaq Barrett, they said, how would you feel about playing under the franchise tag? And he said, well, I would like more financial security, but hey, it's more money I've ever made or seen in my entire life, so that's pretty cool. So it seems like he would even be willing to play under the franchise tag. They have started contract negotiations Tampa Bay wants him here. Shaq Barrett wants to be here. That's about as far as they've gotten pretty much. But yeah, I cannot wait for this deal to get done so I can make a video about it. I'm going to make a video about why the Tampa Bay Buccaneers should keep Shaq Barrett. And he deserves it. He deserves every penny he's made. His journey's been incredible, and he's ending this season on such a high note after being put down time and time again, after, switching colleges, before going undrafted in the NFL, before getting buried under the depth chart under multiple guys with the Denver Broncos who never believed in him, quite frankly. And he's now with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Todd Bowles believed in him. Bruce Arians believed in him. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers believed in him, and he paid with it in spades. He bet on himself this year with a $5 million contract last offseason for free agency, and I saw this on Twitter. He won. He won his bet. So, congrats, Shaq Barrett, on everything you were able to accomplish this year. You are now in Buccaneers history. You're now a little bit of a piece of NFL history, and it's so, so awesome to see. Again, Shaq Barrett, congratulations, my friend. Guys, that's it for this review. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed. There was a lot of ups and a lot of downs to this season, and I will be doing a live stream after I'm done with this video talking about all of those ups and downs and just kind of hanging out in general. But guys, this overall was a good game day experience for me. I got to see Shaq Barrett break the sack record and become the sack NFL champion this year. That's awesome. Brashad Perriman has a little bit of franchise history for himself as well. Same thing can be said with Devin White. And you know what? Same thing can be said with Jameis Winston, given certain circumstances. And I know everybody's upset at the interceptions, myself included. It wasn't good to see that pick six to end the game. But overall, this was an improvement of a year. We went from 2 5-11 seasons to a 7-9 season, and I'm fine with that. Improvement, and I know people are going to knee-jerk react and say, oh, the interceptions, come on. Those weren't good, and I can't say enough how not good those interceptions were. But overall, I'm really, really proud of this season for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We had some all-stars on the team this year, some really good players. I cannot say that enough, and I'm really excited with how those stars and playmakers are going to do for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the future, and I really hope you guys are excited for it too. We are going to be in off-season mode here coming up very soon. You guys know I'm literally going to be flooding the channel with so much news. It's going to be absolutely insane, but it's going to be a lot of fun as well, and I'm excited to have you all along with me for this journey. But guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, hope you all enjoyed. I will see you in the next video or the next live stream. But guys, until then, and as always, goodbye for now. And for one last time to end out the season, go Bucs!